Cool.
But I'm going to tell you with transparency,
Yeah.
my treatments, where I was at and what's better, and I'm going to be honest with it all.
I love it.
So prior to coming in, married for 23 years, divorced for 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I did not have any kind of erectile dysfunction with my wife. However, coming into the single world, where I was a very active person, having multiple partners,
Yeah.
that wasn't normal for me. And that's where I found that I was not ready every time. And for me, a lot of things, I realized a lot of things. So for one, I really probably, there's a psychological aspect to this, which I actually received a session in this treatment, which I really appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
But the second piece was
that was with Dr. Cheney.
It was, and he's great. So I really appreciated even just that one session, because that opened my mind to a lot of reasons why ultimately twice in 2 years of being, it never really got erect. I kind of felt like I knew why, but he just helped me to understand that part of basically sexual experience more calculated. But I can tell you that coming in, I did have less blood flow. And so I'm going to say probably by about almost even 30%. So at my best, I was probably at a 70% fully erect. I've realized that actually now going through this treatment, I'm at 100. I feel like I could not be any bigger, stiffer. It's lasting longer. I know you didn't ask me all these questions, but I can perform well beyond what I was prior to coming in. So there's a little bit more control. Wow. It's kind of hard to explain, but I can last a very long time, and it's because of these treatments.
Would you say that it's better than even it was in your?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like, the actual orgasm itself.
All of it.
The control aspect, definitely, because prior to, I'd build up and then I'd go almost that uncontrollable, euphoric, wonderful. Mm-hmm. But I actually have more control where I'm able to hold it back, suppress it. So I'm going to say the answer to that's definitely probably it's a yes, because by the time I just let it go, it is better. It's bigger. It's a little bit more extreme.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But
awesome. I can tell you too, when your dick, is harder and it's fuller than it's been in the past, or whatever, you can do more with it too. That there's more trick to it, if that makes sense. So in pleasuring a woman, you got to understand, the harder that vessel is, it's more functional for her. Mm-hmm. And so hitting angles that, ultimately I couldn't get to, to be very blunt with you, I've perfected the art of women, at an angle, they squirt. And you usually can't acquire that. My experience with my dick, that's my fingers, and now I can absolutely hit that. Why? Because it's bigger, it's stiffer, and it's hitting right where it needs to. So that's cool for me too.
That's awesome. And that wasn't before.
That was not before.
Not even 20s.
No, I didn't have any of that. No.
Awesome.
Yep. Lasts longer and more controlled. It definitely is harder. I've already expressed that. And it's harder quicker. And so it's kind of fun in the fact that, look, you're always kind of sporting more. It takes less to get more. And so if you're with a companion that likes to do some of the foreplay and even sitting in a restaurant, it's like, what's that all about? Well, look, I'm ready. You just feel fuller, bigger, you're ready more. So I absolutely have experienced all of that too. That's been fun. Yeah.
That is excellent.
That's
man.
Great.
That is excellent. Thanks for sharing all those details.
Yep.
Yeah. Before coming to Happy Valley Clinic, had you tried anything else?
Hadn't.
No.
Well, hold on. That's not true. So in the 2 years again, I did pick up and I used Viagra on an occasion when I thought, look, once that doubt gets into your mind, it becomes almost psychological. And so I pop a Viagra prior to performance, so I knew I was going to be good to go. But again, regardless of the conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to elaborate on that. But bottom line is, when conditions are not right, you're not always Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
But I feel like at this point, I probably actually would be, regardless of conditions, because it's a little more mechanical and it's functional, like very much so. So I would even do better under, improper conditions on the woman's part.
Yeah. So, and haven't needed to use any Viagra
Zero.
recently?
No.
Not even an issue?
Not an issue at all.
Awesome. How did you decide to go with Happy Valley Clinic?
A friend of mine, so referral, just a direct referral, where a friend of mine, good friend, trusted, had to use Viagra every single day, to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And this is with his spouse.
Yeah.
And he could not perform without it. And after his treatments, he was completely off of Viagra. And so he knew this absolutely works. Mm. And so he recommended, hey, if you're having any issues, if you just want to make it bigger, harder, you want to kind of perfect that area of your life, this is something that will work for you. And so that was easy.
Cool.
A trusted friend.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. We appreciate that referral too, man.
Yeah.
What we'll be able to do. What caused you to choose focus shockwave therapy instead of other treatments?
Really then, so coming in, and I really appreciate that about Happy Valley, that free consultation where the doctor actually measures, this is your blood flow. This is how you're currently operating with, batting basically, a full perfect 100. This is what you'll expect when you leave here. What you can kind of base the results on because it's quantifiable. It's your previous patients.
Yeah.
And if everyone's reporting positivity, then great. You guys took my measurements. You gave me free consult. You explained direct, therapy versus some of the other just standard wave therapy, which isn't the direct. It's not actually getting the results that direct wave therapy's getting. So it's like you kind of demystified it for me. So I kind of understood the facts at that point. A lot of the other stuff to me is just hokey too. I mean, I'm not going to let a needle come into my penis. There's no way. That's not happening for me.
Yeah.
I know that's something that's offered, but for me, this was the right treatment, and it's 100%. At least for the patients that have experienced it, it's effective.
Yeah.
It was easy, no brainer.
Cool. Was the process painful for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, because people have asked me that I've referenced to come here also. The machine that's used to do focus shockwave is adjustable. And so, for instance, even, you could tolerate a much lower rating, but you still get the results on lower ratings. But the higher you go, sometimes the little more uncomfortable you feel, but that's going to generate even more results, better results. Mm-hmm. So at no point was I in pain, but there's a point when I'll just say it, when they do the head of the dick, it can hurt. And so you can adjust that. And so when I first started, I was at lower and I kept going more and more and more. So it was self-inflicted because I wanted bigger numbers, thinking I'm getting better results. Mm-hmm. And so by the time I did my last one, I cranked it. But I tolerated it, and no, it wasn't painful.
Yeah.
But when they do the head, it's a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's really how it should be. Yeah, that's really how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is, what were your results?
100%. It works. That's all there is to it. Bottom line is it works. And so if you want your dick ultimately to be harder, quicker, if you want to potentially last longer, be fuller, it works.
Stellar.
That's the results.
Stellar. Were you happy with your results?
Yeah, very happy. I love my penis.
Cool, man. Was your partner happy with your results?
So my partner, that's interesting. I haven't really let any specific partner in on the fact that I've been receiving, any kind of therapy. Yeah. But I can tell you this, my partner, thinks I'm her best lover she's ever had.
Wow.
And again, it's because it is harder. And like I was kind of talking to, I can do more with it. I can last a long time.
Wow.
It's very hard. So there's nothing not to love about it, where, you know.
Yeah.
So she's very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. What has Happy Valley Clinic brought back into your relationship?
So, bottom line is, if you're not, I guess, confident in the fact that, you know, you're good in that area, you're gonna, sex will be something that you almost, I don't know, like, you dread, you fear. It's kind of like you're not positive of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where for me, I know that's an area that I excel in. I'm exceeding, and so I can kind of almost, I'm excited for that opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to show that, you know, showcase that this is an area of me that I've excelled in. And that's the whole point, is I've made an investment into myself, into an area that's very important for me, because I feel like it's so essential in a relationship. And so it's proven dividends. I've been able to perform very well. My partner's very satisfied. And so really, now that that's great and taken care of, you can perfect yourself in other areas.
Yeah.
You know, emotional, the other aspects of being in a relationship.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome.
yep, it is.
What do you think about Happy Valley Clinic's process, staff, and your overall experience?
That bar, I mean, just absolutely, that's where, to me, you guys have really just hit a home run. And so, Brock, want to thank you. You've been
Thanks, man.
phenomenal in this process. Open, candid, transparent, you know, non-judgmental. I mean, everyone comes from different backgrounds. I'm currently in my phase of life. I'm a little rougher than maybe your average guy, and I've only been met with just positivity, great people. I'm offered water, drinks, you know, beverages every time I've been in here. I've been asked about my comfort every time. I've expressed I'm a little OCD. I don't like germs. There's always all the precautions taken to make sure I'm comfortable. There's TVs, there's humidifiers, there's music. Every part of customer service, you guys are batting 1,000. I mean, you're doing a great job there. Every personality of everyone I've met, you're hiring the right staff. They're people. They're great. You've given me options with being treated with, you know, a female staff member, a male staff member. That's all been up to me. And so I've enjoyed every appointment. I've become friends with most all the staff because you're very good people. And so I really appreciate that about Happy Valley.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to be good people to good people.
Yeah, great, Brock. I love it. Yeah.
So, like, we appreciate you as well, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Would you recommend Happy Valley Clinic?
Absolutely. To anybody. And I, you know, give them a 30 minutes of this is why, and this is an absolute. It's too easy. Cool. It's a great process. It's cool that they have this therapy available.
Yeah.
You know, it really is, because this is an area that I think a lot of people have suffered through, that they've turned to, I guess, you know, a pill. Yeah. And that's kind of been the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
But the side effects, I mean, this to me has zero side effects, but it has long-lasting effects. And that's why, to me, it was just, this is great. I could treat myself, take care of myself for this amount of time and get a 10+ year result out of this. That's wonderful.
Yeah. 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 The alternative is pills, potential headaches, the other contraindications from that, or going under the knife and get an implant, and not have the euphoric response that comes with a natural erection.
Wow.
Well, thanks, brother.
Thanks, Brock. Appreciate it.
Man.
Thank you.